November 22nd, 2013 was when the Xbox One launched, and today on November 22nd, 2014, I take a look at the Xbox One. This is a console that launched at $499, being one of the most expensive consoles Microsoft has ever put out to date. It launched with the Kinect sensor. We've seen price changes, we've seen bundles, we've seen different things over the last year with the Xbox One. So we're going to jump in to find out what happened in our year review of the Xbox One. So the Xbox One is a home entertainment console from Microsoft, and this thing packs a lot of features. First of all, in its design and look, the console is thick and a little bit bulky and kind of reminds me of a HD PC. It looks like something you use as a computer rather than a home console or a console setup box. Now it comes with 3 USB ports, 2 at the back, 1 in the front. You do have it powered by AMD processors as well as an AMD graphics card. It's got 8 GB of RAM and 500 GB of storage, which you can store games on there. Now, the Xbox One originally launched with the Kinect sensor, which allowed you to do voice controls and talk to your console, and also have commands and use that with that. Now, you don't have to have the Kinect sensor. You can actually buy the Xbox One for $300 without the Kinect sensor attached to it. Now, the Xbox One had a revamped controller, one that I think is really improved, and I think shows a lot of the evolution from Microsoft. I like the new controller, I like the feel, and I think personally is one of my best controllers over the years. Very comfortable, easy to navigate. They still need to work on that D-pad for fighting games, but I think they've done a very good job with the controller. And also you do have many variants, you know, in terms of just collectible controllers like the Titanfall edition, the Call of Duty, the Army edition, so on and so forth. So I think they've done a lot of good things there. But back to the console. One of the things that they really did well with the console, and one of the best features with the Xbox One, is actually the HDMI pass-through. The reason why I think this really is because Microsoft basically looked at the Xbox One as being that home entertainment hub, and the fact that you can actually have your cable box running through HDMI, pass through your Xbox One, and have a one guide system overlay that, I think is pretty cool. Once you have it all set up, you can really jump between gaming and TV instantaneously, and you can snap a different application, which brings me to the operating system of the Xbox One. This is probably one of the other solid features I like about it. The multitasking capabilities, the abilities to do 2 things at once, I think is what Microsoft brings a lot of its traditional Windows face to it. So you have the ability to snap 2 applications at the same time. So for instance, you can watch TV on one end, and then you can snap something like ESPN or even Hulu app if you want to have technically 2 programs going at the same time. So I like that feature about the Xbox One. I think Microsoft has done a lot to bring home entertainment to this console with the pass-through, with the snap features, and also with the slew of applications. There are a lot of applications you can download on the Xbox One that are not gaming related. And I think that was probably a big focus there by Microsoft. You have Hulu, you have Netflix, you have Crackle, you have Machinima. Hopefully they'll be Booredatwork one day. You have a lot of applications there that you can get that really are not gaming centric, from ESPN and finally HBO Go, which just came this month in November in 2014. But you have so many applications that you can actually use that are not part of just the pure viewing entertainment like Hulu and Netflix, that really make it a worthwhile addition to the Xbox One. Now, you're probably wondering, I'm talking about entertainment, I'm talking about applications, and talking about some of the OS features, but what about the games? We'll get to that in a second. So what Microsoft has with the Xbox One is a console that really is entertainment focused. You have the TV pass-through, you have the one guide, and one of the cool things about the one guide is that, yes, you do have the ability to pin other applications in there, as well as things from your own content. And that's something that has been improved over the varying months. And that's one aspect I think the Xbox has really done well compared to other consoles, is that Microsoft has really spent a lot of time in been doing monthly updates to the Xbox One in packages that really bring up new features, new additions. So a couple of months ago, we got the ability to actually have a media player on the Xbox One to play things like MKV files. You know, we all love our anime, and that's the way we tend to watch anime through MKV files. At least I'll put it that way. And then also you now have backgrounds, you have different other updates that do different things and improvements to the console. So I think you find that they've done a lot to actually improve that basis there for the Xbox One, and for the user to see that they constantly getting improvements on their console. So those are the kind of things I really like about the console on this entertainment side. Now going over to gaming, the Xbox One has been probably the strongest in terms of AAA gaming titles. I think they've done a better job than its competitors in giving more AAA titles. Now, in terms of indie games and also smaller games, the Xbox One really is lacking there. I would love to see more focus back to indie games, getting more indie developers to have more games on the Xbox One, because that's seriously lacking on the console. One of the things that I don't like is that you don't really find a lot of smaller games to buy on the Xbox One. You will find a couple old ones, and also the backward compatibility with the Xbox 360, or even some of the indie titles there is not present at the moment. So that's also a bummer. But going back to AAA games. Now with AAA games on the Xbox One, you really do have a whole plethora of games that I think a lot of people enjoy. At launch, you had things like Dead Rising. You also had games like Forza, which looked amazing, and one of the games I really like to play. You also had some games that weren't as good as you'd expect. I can remember the Gladiator game, which you're looking at right now. I believe that's Rome, if I'm not mistaken. But they had a lot of games in there. And then we moved to things like Titanfall, which really was a game geared to the console with its online capabilities, and also using the Azure servers. And that actually just showcased the ability of Xbox Live, I think. Yes, there were issues with that, but I think Xbox Live is another cornerstone that really adds to the console. And we'll get to Xbox Live in a second there. But you had things like Titanfall. And then, of course, now we have Halo, Master Chief Collection, and Sunset Overdrive. So there are a lot of games that you can pick out on the AAA side that, of course, you want to play on the Xbox One. And of course, there's things like, of course, third-party games like Destiny, as well as Call of Duty, which, of course, we all play on the Xbox One because of its online multiplayer, which brings me to Xbox Live. Now, Xbox Live is one of those where now Microsoft has taken away the restriction of having Xbox Live to watch things like Hulu or Netflix, but it still brings a lot to the table. You do have games, free games for Xbox Live on a monthly basis. You do have the better reliability of Xbox Live connections for gaming. So I think a lot of gamers will really like those features. And if you know anything about online gaming, especially on the console side of things, I think Xbox Live does a fantastic job there compared to any other console currently on the market there. So I think you know, Microsoft has done a lot with the Xbox over the course of its tenure for the year. Now, I didn't talk about Kinect. Now, Kinect is one of those aspects of Xbox that I really like. And if you see in our Hangouts, we talked about Kinect in different ways. Now, the ability for Kinect to be always on is something that a lot of people are kind of afraid of, but I think it's something that's really beneficial. I still use my Kinect on my Xbox, and I enjoy it because I can walk in and turn off my Xbox. I do not use my controller to turn it off. You know, I can use it to navigate and go to the different systems. I have Plex on my Xbox, which is not a great application on there, and I use Kinect to navigate through Plex. And I love the fact that Kinect is that, and I want to see that improvement. And hopefully, as the Xbox moves from its current operating system to Windows 10, we will see more of Kinect and also more of probably Cortana running that on the Xbox One. Now, the operating system of Xbox One is very interesting because Microsoft says it has 3 operating systems together. It's got the Xbox operating system, it's got a version of Windows, and it's got a third operating system that lets the two work together. And I think that is some of the reasons why the Xbox is, some people say graphically is not up to par to the PS4. It doesn't do 1080p properly, even though games like Forza do 1080p. And I think once that gets cleaned up with a Windows 10 next year, we will see a much smoother, much faster Xbox altogether. But The navigation and the system, I think, works out very well. You also have a very streamlined friends menu where you can see your friends' activities and things like that. And I think the Xbox really is trying to gear itself as the entertainment home console, the console that brings everything of yours together, be it your television, your applications, your friends, playing online, as well as also your games. And I think that's one thing that they are trying to do, and hopefully we'll see that grow and improve as they do more updates, more improvements, and more things like that altogether. So it'll be very interesting to see how the Xbox One fares as we move on to its second year. But currently, right now, I think they're doing a fantastic job with the TV pass-through, the applications on deck that you can definitely use. They definitely need to improve on the indie games on there, and also work in making the console more streamlined so that those, of course, who complain about not having 1080p content on the games can actually get some of that processing power on there. I'd love to see how they manage with Windows 10 when that comes out, and also improvements to Kinect. You know, even though Kinect may not be used fully for everyone as we move forward, but introducing Windows 10 and Cortana might be a way to actually bring Kinect back to the fold and actually give you more streamlined functionality with your console. So overall, the Xbox One has been a fun experience. It's, to tell you the truth, it is my lead console that I play. If you want to ask me what console I play the most, it's probably the Xbox One. You can find me on the Xbox One as Thunder Emperor, and of course on the PS4, which I didn't mention in my other video, is Thunder 01. It's all on the screen there for you. So that's my thoughts on the Xbox One. Is it a console you should definitely pick up? I say yes. It has a lot of value packed into it, especially on the entertainment as well as gaming side combined together. And I think really it's becoming that one-stop box that I really would like to have in my home, and you might also too. So that's the Xbox One in my year review. It's been a fun console. I'll definitely do a comparison for you guys for Black Friday between the Xbox One and the PS4. But stay tuned. Do enjoy this video. If you have any questions or any comments, let us know. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and favorite this video so we can make more videos for you. Do subscribe to the channel, and always enjoy your entertainment.